made it to the weekend. We are officially in Labor Day, and we have a very special episode. This is episode 65 of the Friday Fitcast, and we have a couple little surprises for you today, and also some very, very cool little deal. Okay, so I see this is cool. This is the first time that we're ever doing this, Gabe, live on now Instagram. Well, they're not on Instagram. We're on LinkedIn. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. And we're also on Twitter, all at the same time. So you're getting like 4 different audiences, and you're the guinea pig, dude. So
cool. Sounds good.
I first of all want to welcome you. This is something that, has been kind of a journey for you. And we'd kind of like to tell everybody kind of how we met. And I know that for those of you who are watching and you train at Steelworks, I know that we have Christopher Hale, Walt Ray, Emily Triola. We've got Jake Salisbury. We've even got your dad, maybe your family watching. You were somebody who I highly respect and admire because I remember when we first got the chance to meet. And I remember when I asked you something, I said, what do you want to do with fitness? And you looked me dead in the eye without hesitation, and you said, I want to be the youngest IFBB pro. And I kind of looked at you like, you really think you could do that? And
it's a little late for that.
Hesitation.
It's a little late for the youngest, but yes, IFBB pro 100%. That's one of the ultimate goals that I have. So,
well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's late. It matters that it happens. Would you agree with that or disagree?
Oh yeah. And I mean, I don't want to sound cocky, but I plan on having it by 25. That's still pretty young.
That's not cocky at all. That's actually confident.
Hopefully.
And I'm really kind of impressed with where you've kind of taken your journey, because I know that you have put on a lot of size. You have been physically driven to not only be outside of your comfort zone. You have eaten, you have followed the plan, you have trained heavy, you have really put your body through intense, I would say, I don't want to say this word incorrectly, but intense, strenuous activity to finally shock it into growth. So what has been kind of your biggest challenge when it comes to kind of your fitness journey and going into bodybuilding?
All right, so my biggest challenge is being a naturally skinny kid. I'm about 5'7". Right now I'm sitting at 190, 195, but my body would comfortably like to probably sit around 130, 140. I have very small joints, and I'm not meant to be a bigger guy. So I have to literally go against what my body type. And so my biggest struggle is putting size on. And, obviously as a bodybuilder, it's also hard to deal with all the other things that go on in life, because bodybuilding is a full-time job if you take it seriously. So you got to always be prepared. You got to always be ready to eat. If you want to be successful, there's really no excuses. So, a lot of the time we put it up here, and then we'll let family and work and school and all those other things kind of fall behind. And that's something that we all deal with, though, So
you were probably 18 when I first met you, and now
I was 18. Yeah, 22.
So 4 years of being in, kind of the realm of not only being in the gym, your father owns the gym, and you have seen a growth from a small boutique style training facility now to the facility that you have now. I want to talk a little bit about Steelworks and how that's incorporated into your life, because a lot of people don't know this. Really, Steelworks is the gym to train at in Houston. And people come from all over the place. And I drive 30 minutes one way, 30 minutes home just to train for 45 to an hour there. What makes Steelworks so different?
Honestly, yes, we have great equipment. That is a big thing. But I honestly think it's the environment and the kind of people that we have here. This is the fitness industry can be very negative, and it can be a toxic environment. But we're not like that here at Steelworks. Everybody is very positive. Everybody is very friendly. We all hype each other up, support each other. And I think that's what makes us different, and that's what draws people in. You know what I mean? And we don't have time for negative people. If you want to come in here and you want to start drama, you can go somewhere else, So in my opinion, I think that is our biggest attribute would be just the environment,
100%.
So, and then not to mention, we have a lot of good equipment. We really do. We have almost every single piece of Arsenal equipment. We have the Atlantis pieces from Canada, hammer strength. We have a lot of hammer strength pieces. Everything's brand new. You know, the oldest stuff is from the old gym. It's only 4 years old. We maintain our stuff. We keep up with it. We're 24-hour access, no contract. We're cheap too. We're very affordable. We have student plans for $20 a month. Our normal memberships are $35 a month, and it's no contract too. So you can literally just pay month to month and cancel whenever. So those are all things that attract people to our gym, I'd say. So
I agree. And maybe is there a way to tilt your computer to kind of give a little sneak peek of that 27,000 square foot facility?
It's not that big, Matt. But
it looks like
we can say that. We can say that. So yeah, here it is. I'm at the front desk right now actually working. So there's Lynn, there's Walt, one of our trainers. But yeah, that's that. So I would walk y'all through it more, but my laptop's about to die and I'm plugged in. So
no,
I got to stay up here at the desk.
That's all cool.
Yeah, if you're in the area, definitely come check us out. Like Matt said, there's actually a lot of people who make 45-minute, even hour commutes to come train here. So yeah, come check us out if you're in the area.
You know, there's something that you brought up because I think that's really important. One of the things you do is you honor military.
Yes, we do. We also honor military. We also have military discounts as well, and that's $30 a month. All of our memberships have a $30 enrollment fee, in case you were curious.
No, that's really good. I want to ask you a personal question because you're in the gym a lot. You work there, you train there. Mm-hmm. What got you interested in the sport in the first place?
This goes way back to me being a toddler, honestly. So my dad is a bodybuilder, and I remember being 4, 5, 6 years old and taking my dad's bodybuilding magazines and reading them. And what did it for me though, honestly, was I'd say I was like 7 or 8 years old, maybe 6, I don't remember. But my dad showed me the movie Conan with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. And ever since, I didn't know that you could look like that in real life. Like, I just thought it was cartoons and comic books. And then I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I was like, wow, that's what I want to look like. No doubt, that's what I want to look like. And then I started looking into, like, bodybuilders and stuff, reading his bodybuilding magazines and all that. And then I got introduced to the gym when I was 13 through my dad. And the reason I started working out was because I actually got bullied for being skinny. So I was just tired. I don't know why it bothered me so much. I wasn't bullied, but just the comments that people would make. Oh, you're so scrawny. Oh, you're so skinny. Even though they weren't trying to be rude to me, I interpreted it a different way and I took it hard. And I didn't want to be skinny. I wanted to be big like Arnold. You know what I mean? And so I started working out at 13. And I didn't get serious until I was 19. Opening Steelworks, that's actually what got me into bodybuilding, is opening Steelworks. Before that, I just wanted to be big. I didn't care about competing or bodybuilding or any of that stuff. I just wanted to be big and look good. And then we opened Steelworks, and I followed my first diet. It was just an 8-week diet, and it just so happened to be right before the Muscle Beach. And I got shredded, had a 6-pack, delts popping and everything. I was 18 years old. And my dad, Walt, came up to me, one of the trainers at the gym. He's still here. And he was like, dude, hop in the show this weekend. Like, why not? And I was like, I don't know. I don't want to compete, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, he talked me into it. And Walt's 100% the reason that I did my first show. It wasn't anybody else. It was Walt. So I, talked to my dad about it. My dad was like, I mean, you can do it if you want to. And he taught me the poses. I remember I came home from work that night and I was like, Dad, I want to do the show. Will you teach me the poses? And he taught me all the poses in the living room, signed up for the show, ordered trunks. We did a self-tan at home. And I won first place in the teen division. There were only 4 competitors total, nothing much. But I got first place and I got my first taste of, competing and victory, I guess. And that fired me up. And shortly after that, I turned 19. And then that was when things got serious. So that was when I did another show in 19, and I worked with Nat and Walt. They were my coaches. I did teen nationals that year, actually. And I did classic physique and I did men's physique. And I got smoked in classic. The teenagers were just way bigger than I was. I don't know how they were huge at 18, 19 years old. But I got 6th place in classic physique, and then I got 2nd in men's physique at teen nationals in 2019. So that was cool. But honestly, like I remember how disappointed I was not making top 5, and that lit a fire under me. And that was when I was like, all right, let's get serious about this and see what I can do. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm sure most people can agree, but it's been like this, you know. So I'll get super into it for a little while, 3 to 6 months, and then I'll get burned out, and then I'll get back into it. But the main thing is just being consistent over a long period of time. I've never quit. I've never given up or anything. You know what I mean? When I say I'm not into it, I mean rather than training 100%, I'm training 80%. Rather than eating 6 meals a day, I'm eating 5 meals a day. It's not like I just fell off and quit. But I don't know. I hold myself to a high standard. So I'm, you know, when I tell people, I don't know, everybody has a different idea of what's slacking off and what's not. Like when I tell people I'm slacking off, I'm not slacking off. I'm working way harder than most people. But when I am working at 100%, you know what I mean? I'm fully focused. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I remember the 2018 show. That was Muscle Beach, and then you turned around and did Team Nationals. And, you know, one of the things that I think those memories are like, after you've gotten your taste, I want to go back to when you said, hey, you know, I was scrawny or skinny, and people were saying that. That's like almost being fat and saying somebody's fat. We feel the same way internally,
but
we want to change it.
But people don't call people fat because it's rude, you know?
Exactly.
So you can't.
And they think skinny is acceptable, and that actually becomes rude because that gets in our head, right? We both come from that skinny background.
Body dysmorphia. I don't know. I don't know, but you know, I'll get compliments and I just don't believe them. I'm like, all right, whatever, thank you. You know, sure, brush them off. You know, but
well,
I don't know.
Wait until you see some of the comments in here. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, look at his chest.
Yeah, we'll
look
see,
at
we'll
his
see.
cat.
Hyping me up, Matt.
Well,
Appreciate
you know, we get a chance to almost talk every day at this point, or every other day. And, you know, it's kind of fun to have these conversations publicly because a lot of what we say between you and me are a lot of the things that people think. And sometimes they need to hear, you know, oh my gosh, I caught the bug and I wanted to be better. And there's times where when you talked about the highs and the lows, I think everybody goes through it. It's a questioning of managing those. So what would you say would be an interesting way that you manage it and know when it's that forced time off when you're going at 80% and know when it's time to get to 100%? Is that when you have your show picked out? And
for me, it's just motivation. But when I'm at, you know, when I'm not motivated, I'm running off discipline. I'm disciplined, you know? No, I don't want to wake up at 8. If you're a bodybuilder, you know that you'll know this, but in order to get all your meals in, you have to wake up at a certain time. You have to start eating at a certain time because you got to eat every 2 to 3 hours. So if you wake up at 10, you're going to be up till 1 a.m. eating. So no, I don't want to get up every morning at 8 a.m. just to eat, you know, but I do. And no, I'm not hungry for my second meal at 12:30, but I eat it anyways. You know, no, I don't feel like training, but I take my pre-workout and I train. There's no excuse. There's no do this or do. It's just you have to just do it. You know, there's going to be days where you want to, and there's going to be days where you don't want to. And on those days that you don't want to, you have no other option but to do it. You know, you just have to do it. Like I said, consistency over a long period of time, years.
Yep, and you started early.
Months, years. Yeah.
I want to ask you this. What are your friends doing right now? The 22-year-old friends that you have kind of kept up with from high school, what are they doing 4 years after they graduated? I'm curious.
Well, I'll be honest, at high school, I was a partier. That's why I didn't get serious with bodybuilding until I turned about 19, 20 years old, was because all through high school, even freshman year at 13, 14 years old, man, we're public. I was making bad choices, you know? And basically, I'm not going to lie, you know, if my friends are watching this right now, I'm sorry, but a lot of my friends who are 22, 23 years old, a lot of them, their parents pay for everything. They don't have to worry about the stressors of working and paying for their own school, paying for their own groceries and all that stuff. And, they go out every weekend, usually every single weekend. I have some friends that drink every single day. And, but that's just, I grew out of it and they didn't. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not going to lie, my circle has shrunk significantly. I only talk to, on a regular basis, I only talk to 2 of my friends from high school. And I had a lot of friends. I really did. And I really don't see them very often either, just because when they ask me to come out, I don't want to. So, because here's another thing. I'm the type of person where, I don't know, I have a hard time just having 1 or 2 drinks. I like to party. So if I end up going out, I'll end up spending $100, $200, $300 at the bar, and then it puts me out the whole next day. I don't get my meals in. I don't train, and they understand that. And so there's no hard feelings. I'm on good terms with all of them, but I don't see them very often. I have some friends that I haven't seen in over a year, and that's purely because we don't have anything in common anymore. Yeah.
That's
I
an
kind of went
answer.
off on a tangent there. I forgot what the original question.
No, that was perfect, because a lot of times, when we grow out of our friends because of the lifestyle that we choose to live as opposed to what they're living, our circle does get smaller. And that's really common in fitness and bodybuilding and what we do. More importantly, though, you're also someone who doesn't have anything paid for. You're buying your own car. You're actually working at the gym full time. And I want to talk about the family dynamic, because this is something that I think is really impressive, because your dad speaks very highly of you. And I know you work closely with your dad. You also have a brother, and you also have triplet, as far as younger. So how does that dynamic play when it comes to you being a leader in your family?
Okay. Well, to be honest, do you need anything? Do what? The meals? $10. Yeah. Yeah. Here, let me charge this guy real quick.
Doing business while we're going. So, no, keep going, Gabe. And for those of you who are watching, a lot of times what we realize is when we get into this selfish sport, a lot of times we're seen as selfish or vain. And it always seems to come back to us as like that's all they care about. What we know on the other side of Gabe is not only does he care very much about his family business, which he is actively involved in every single day, and he's doing it right now, he's also gotten a chance to choose a different way of living. And at 22 years old, that's almost unheard of. Most 22-year-olds are living with their parents or living on their parents' dime. They're going to school. They're maybe making C's or D's, not really caring about that. And, Gabe is someone who not only takes care of the gym and business, he takes care of himself, but he also has his family integrated and involved in his life where he's actively involved with them. So can you talk about kind of how you help lead the family? And I know that's a great relationship you have with your dad on that.
Yeah, sure. Well, I still do live at home, but I'm lucky enough to have a garage apartment where I have my own space and everything. So honestly, I'm pretty independent. I see my little siblings and everything when I walk over to the house to cook food or do laundry and stuff. But the main thing is my dad will tell you, I hold it down up here at the gym. He's able to go 2, 3, 4 months without even having to come up here, because he trusts me enough to handle everything that needs to be handled, and I do my best at that. I feel like I do a pretty good job. And I always have been real close with my family. And that's another thing, like you said, it's so selfish, and when I'm in prep, I don't know. Once I get to about 6 weeks out, I get very antisocial. I get very low energy. I don't really want to talk to anybody. Yeah, exactly. And it can be hard to have that balance and give your family members the amount of love and affection and attention that they need, and they do often feel neglected. But the biggest thing is communication with anything. You have to let them know before you start prep. Hey, I'm going to prep for a show. I'm going to bring my own meals to family dinner. I'm not going to want to go out to restaurants. I'm not going to want to come to birthday parties. When I get farther into it, I'm going to be distant. You probably won't hear from me for a while. That's just how I am. Everybody handles it differently. I know some people who at 2 weeks out, they're laughing, cracking jokes and stuff. Whereas me, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't even want to pick up my phone and open up messages. I don't, so everybody's different. But Yeah, I don't know. I just try to be there for as much as I can for my family whenever as they need me.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because I was doing my preps when I was competing, and about 2 weeks out, I felt like death. And when you said hi to me, I'm like, you have
It's
to muster
hard
up
to
every ounce of energy
it's
just to say
hard to
hi.
even yeah, it's hard to even get up and go pee in the restroom. If you're actually getting lean, because no, a lot of competitors, they'll get in shape, but they're not shredded.
Yeah.
If you are shredded, it's hard to get up and go to the bathroom. It is
You feel
hard.
like
It's
death.
hard to lift your arm. Yes, you feel weak, you feel lethargic, you feel horrible.
Yep.
You look amazing, but you feel horrible.
It's not the
So,
best
and
feeling in the
personally,
world.
I don't feel good unless I'm above 10% body fat. So,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so once
And that's
again,
something I want to mention too.
I start feeling bad at 8 weeks out. I honestly do, because
Yep.
I get lean. So
Well, let's talk about when you and your dad maybe prep for the same show. How did that go? Were you guys kind of at each other, or did you guys have
no,
like a mutual understanding?
well, my dad's in his 40s now, and he's a lot more chill now than he used to be, and than I am. So he didn't get like me. He was able to, I guess, handle everything a lot better. But oh man, you can ask him. I complained to him because he's the one. I live with him and we talk to each other every day. And none of my friends compete. Literally, I don't have I have my people that I talk to at the gym, but my friends, not a single one of my friends is even into working out or anything. Well, a couple of them are, but not bodybuilding. You know what I
Not
mean?
like that. Yep.
No. So I got distracted again. What was the original question?
Well, you said your dad's a pretty chill guy during
Yeah,
prep when you guys were prepping.
yeah. But no, I honestly, I complained to him a lot. I'm like, man, I'm hungry today. Man, I don't want to do this cardio. Man, I feel lethargic. Man, I feel flat. Oh, I think I'm too small. Maybe I shouldn't do the show. But no, he doesn't do any of that. You know what I mean? He works his full-time job. He's got the triplets. He's got his wife and everything, and he does a good job on prep. He doesn't. You don't see the effects of it on him as you would me. But everybody's different, like I said. So, and I think also that has to do with age. So you chill out, and you chill out as you get older. You don't get as worked up over the little things as a 20-year-old. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I want to ask you about when you were training with Walt, and you were going through prep. Was he more of a trainer or was he more of a therapist? Kind of curious.
Well, man, we just got to it. No,
Yeah.
there was no talking during those training sessions. Honestly, we just got straight to it.
Yeah.
No, it was just 45 minutes to an hour of straight annihilation. So I was too winded to talk in between sets. That's how it should be, by the way.
Yep.
So that's how you should be training.
Yep. So let's talk about kind of what's coming up for you. I know that you've been kind of wondering, okay, when am I going to do a show? I know you kind of are secretly keeping things under wraps. Can you talk about kind of the next year or two for how you're seeing your future, or maybe the near future panning out for you?
Yeah, well, so the last time I competed was October 2020. I did the Muscle Beach, and I went into a long off season. I took over a year off from competing, just put size on. And then I was going to compete this year. I was going to do the Branch Warren Classic. I hired a coach and everything. And actually, I got pretty lean. Looking back on it, I could have done a show if I would have. I was like three pounds above the weight limit. If I would have just cut the water and put a tan on, I probably could have done pretty good. But it is what it is. There was just a lot of stuff going on in the moment. We were moving gyms. I'm a full-time college student at UHCL. And just personal things, women. So there was just other things, other distractions, and other things going on, and it just wasn't a good time for me. I was just stressed out, and simple as that. It just wasn't a good time for me.
Yeah.
And then I went through about 3 to 4 months of not knowing what I wanted to do. I wasn't sure if I was going to compete anymore. I was like, I'm going to do powerlifting. I tried powerlifting, wasn't for me. And I was going out a lot. I was drinking, 2-3 times a week and just blowing money on just going out. And I had a lot of fun, but 2 to 3 months of that, and you start to see it in your physique, and that's when the fire relights. And that's what happened. I took 2 to 3 months, and I slacked off. I screwed around, didn't take anything seriously, and now I am motivated and I'm ready to go. And also, I was able to make good gains during those 2-3 months too.
Well,
so I like when I say just look in the mirror, you look a little softer and stuff. But I was still able to put some size on. Yeah. But anyways, so now I am refocusing. I'm going back into the off season officially to put size on for next year. So I would like to compete sometime next year. I graduate from school in the fall of 23. So once I get that done, it'll be a lot easier, So because like Matt said, I'm paying for my own school too. I don't make much at the gym. I make $15 an hour, and my school's $1,100 a month. I buy my own groceries. That's $200 a month. My car insurance is $315 a month. Supplements are expensive now. I've had to straight up cut out creatine because it went from like $20 to $50. But yeah, no, and just other things, like there's other random little things come up too that you have to pay for. I can't think of them right now, but
well, hey, the boss, you might be able to get away sometime.
I'm just stressed already. I'm stressed already, and I don't want to add any more stress to my plate right now. So I'm gonna. Off season's fine. You train hard and you eat in a calorie surplus. If you do those three things and drink your water, if you do those things, you're gonna grow. You might not notice it because you're gonna have higher body fat percentage and you look leaner when you're bigger. But I promise you, if you're doing those, if you're actually training hard and you're eating the right diet, you're putting tissue on. You just might not see it.
Yep.
So that's what I'm gonna do for the next year. I'm gonna take another year and just put muscle on. And the problem with that though is I am starting to walk the line because I'm class A. I'm 5'6.5", 5'7" but that's class A, and my cap for classic is 175. And I don't know, if I go another year, I was able to put on a lot of size last year. I got up to 202. And then the lowest I got down when I was on prep was 178. And I was probably around 6% at 178. So if I take another year and put more muscle on, I might not be able to do classic, or I might just have to suffer hard. I want to do classic. So I don't know. But that's going to kind of determine also when I compete next year, because I don't want to put on too much size and then not be able to make weight for classic, because 175 is not very heavy.
Well, you mentioned something, and I want to backtrack for a second. When you competed in 2019 for the first time, where were you at?
Oh my God!
Come on, it's okay. Don't be embarrassed.
I was like 140 pounds. Yeah, I was like 140 pounds on stage. Yeah.
2019, where were you?
I was still about no. Okay, so 2018, I was probably like 127, 130. I'm telling you, I don't even like to go back and look at the pictures because it's embarrassing. Somehow I won.
Well, if you look at
2019, what's up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, 2019, I was about 140. And then at the last show I did on stage, I was about 160, 165.
Yeah.
So
here's why I ask you that, Gabe. A lot of people don't realize that it might take 3 or 4 years to put on a couple of good pounds of quality muscle.
Yeah, it takes years. It does.
And you have shown that tenacity, and most people give up after the first 6 months, or if they don't win a show, and then they just say, it's not for me.
Well, that's the problem. So people see me now, but they didn't see me a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. That's why I say it's consistency over a long period of time. It's it takes a long time, and I'm just scratching the surface. There's still so much more to go.
You know, the audience that we have, Gabe, is really diverse, which means we have a lot of people who are general health and wellness. We have competitors, we have fitness, we have promoters, we have everybody under the sun. And one of the things that, for those of you just joined us, because I saw a good group of people just joining us, you can follow Gabe at Gabe Cummings on IG, or you can follow
Gabe_Cummings.
There you go. Gabe_Cummings, and then Steelworks Gym on IG as well. You're not going to see a whole lot of pictures about Gabe because of what you just talked about. And I think a lot of times when you're proud of your journey, you're a little embarrassed by your past, but it's a great learning experience of the pain on not wanting to go back. Go ahead.
All right. Well, this just sparked something that is, I'm a very, not so much anymore. I'm a little bit more confident now, but I am a very shy, I'm very shy. I'm very hypercritical of myself. And I'm not going to lie. I'll say it. I'm insecure. And so, yeah, I don't post a lot because I think I look like shit. So yeah, that's like I said, it's like when people make comments and give me compliments and stuff, I don't really take them to the head because I don't believe them, you know? Yeah. I've been trying to do a little bit better about posting. You know, I finally feel like I'm getting to a point where I have something worth posting. But honestly, the reason that I never posted much was because I just didn't feel like I was worthy yet. I didn't feel like I had built something worth showing off yet. And one thing that bugs me nowadays with the fitness industry is all these young kids who have not earned anything yet. And they're out here taking their shirts off, flexing, posting videos. And man, I am so aesthetic. Man, I am so ripped. It's just like, you know, I've been working since I was 13, 9 years, you know, and I still am like, I don't have anything to, I'm not going to post myself because people don't want to see that because I don't look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just how I am as a person, you know, and working at the gym has helped a lot with that. It's helped me come out of my shell. It's forced me to come out of my shell. Man, I remember when we first opened, you know, I used to give people tours and I would freeze. My face would turn red. I would couldn't get my words out just because I have so much anxiety. I'm a high anxiety person, you know, and I have social anxiety too. But I've been working at the gym now. It'll be 5 years in January since Steelworks has been opened, and it is forced. I've talked to everybody now, and all kinds of people, everything. It's a melting pot in here. Over the last 5 years, you wouldn't believe it. Yeah. So we've had, you know, I've come into the gym in the morning and we've had crackheads passed out in the gym. We're a 24-hour access gym, you know, so somehow got in there and just you see and you talk to a lot of different people, basically is what I'm saying. And over the last 5 years, that's helped a lot with just having confidence in myself, I guess, and being more comfortable with posting on social media. I used to make a post on social media and I'd, you know, be laying there in bed at night and I'm like, oh man, I'm going to delete it because I think it's stupid, or this comment or the caption that I wrote was dumb, or I replied to that comment and it was stupid, or I looked small, or my arms looked bad. Right. You know what I mean? I'm just very, very hypercritical of myself.
Well, one thing I'll tell you is Jay, and he's getting ready for a show as well. It's like, let's go. Love this gym. Love these people. Chris Hale also definitely loves the gym because we're usually at that time about the same. But, you know, you're someone who's very humble and modest, right? And we talk and we cut it up and we can be kind of loosey-goosey with each other. Also understand, though, that a lot of the people that are watching you, Gabe, are really silently and publicly inspired because they've seen your 9-year journey. You know, at least the last 4 to 5 years of it.
Yeah, and I've never posted a transformation, so nobody knows what I looked like before either.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Because now I have a lot of people that are like, what did you look like before? They won't ask me directly. Like, I've had friends and their friends ask, like, what did you look like before, you know? Yeah.
Well, I think it's important that you do get your voice out there and you get your face out there, because a lot of times we don't expect 22-year-olds to have it all together and to know everything and go tackle the world, even though there are guys in the gym who actually, you know, what you just talked about. And I think that a lot of them who think too much of themselves end up falling off their pedestal real quick when they realize, well, maybe I'm not as good as I thought. You took the opposite approach. Go ahead.
Well, there's always someone better. There's always someone bigger. There's always someone better. All men are not created equally, you know?
Yep.
Jake Salisbury told me that, and it's true. You know, I know people in here who are the same age as me, and if they took it seriously, they would leave me in the dust.
Yeah.
Like I'm not one of these genetic freaks who just blows up easily or anything. Like when I say I had to work my ass off, I had to work my ass off. Like if you come to the gym and see how I train and see the consistency, how I eat my meals and everything, like I should be I should be way farther ahead than I am right now. And that's just genetics. Genetics is the limiting factor.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to use that as an excuse, Yeah. So.
Well, Colton even said it.
I'll be 100%. That's why I'm not cocky, is because there are so many people that are way better than me that I know personally. Urs, he's my age. He is 22 years old, and he got 4th place at Mr. Olympia last year. Chris Bumstead was on the Olympia stage at 22. If I were something like that, I'd already be there.
Yeah.
So I'm just honest with myself. A lot of people are not honest with themselves. A lot of people are not real. But man, I'll tell you straight up, how it is. So I will. I do think that I can get my pro card, but I'll never be a top pro. So.
Jay Cutler said the same thing, and Colton just said Gabe's the next up and coming generation. I would second that for this reason, and so I want to be very clear with you and really serious here for a second. The mindset that you have is almost unheard of in this generation that you're in, and usually the mindset is, how can I do so little to get so much? And in your case, you're eating your meals consistently, you're getting your rest, you're working your tail off in the gym. You're making your 15 an hour, which, by the way, you should talk to your boss to get a raise. I'm just saying. You're also at U of H Clear Lake, and you're gonna, get your degree. I think about what most kids are doing, and I say kids loosely. I think about how young men are actually developing into leaders, and the ones that are actually doing the work now are going to be successful universally at whatever they do. But it seems somehow in the last 2 years, we forgot that. So can you speak to, is this part of kind of maybe your dad instilling this value-wise, or was this you just actually looking at the industry in general?
Could you be a little bit more specific? I'm not sure what you're asking.
You're one of a kind. You're very special, and you're very unique in the fact that most of your friends are not doing what you're doing. Where did you come to kind of find your values and knowing that hard work, putting on the blinders, did that come inspirationally or naturally, or did that come from you feeling skinny and out of the fear of not wanting to be there anymore, you continue to wake up because you don't want to go backwards?
Well, I think it was probably a combination of multiple things, and my childhood, the way I was raised, my family holds me to a. So I don't know. We'll real quick. It's not significant. But my parents are divorced, and I lived with my mom until I was 16, and I moved in with my dad. I moved in with my dad when I was 16. My mom did a very good job of, I guess, forcing me to not quit, not be a quitter. So that was a big part of it. Just the way that the mindset that she provided me with. There was a lot of being called skinny and stuff. That caused a lot of anger inside of me, and I would use the gym as an outlet, and so that's another thing. I was a sailor before we opened the gym, before I got into the gym. So when I was 6 or 7 years old, my parents or my mom entered me into a sailing program at Lakewood Yacht Club. Mm-hmm. And I learned how to sail. I liked it. I was fortunate enough to have my grandpa buy me a little sailboat, and I joined the race team. And I sailed competitively. Like I've been to, I've sailed in the Junior Olympics at Houston Yacht Club. I traveled Texas sailing in what was it? Texas Youth Sailing Administration or something like that. But anyways. Those were long 8 to 9 hour days out on the water, and most of the time I didn't want to be out there. I was, after a couple of years I got burnt out, but I wasn't allowed to quit. And so, being forced to stay out in the 100-degree weather, or during the winter it'd be 30 degrees. It didn't matter. We sailed. You know, and I remember there were days where I didn't want to go in the first place, but I'd go. And then we'd go out there, and I'd want to sail in the whole entire time. But I'd stay out there the whole 8 hours. And I don't know, now that I'm thinking about it, it's kind of just natural in me. I don't want to let anyone down. And I don't know. I felt like I couldn't quit. You know, there were kids who would go up to the coach and they'd be like, I have a headache, or I'm sick, or I need to go in, or this or that, make excuses, you know. But I don't really know why. I just always forced myself to. I would even do this. I'd be like, okay, after this race, I'm going to go tell them I want to go in. Okay, after the next one, I'll go tell them I wanted to go. And part of that was just fear. Honestly, that looking back, it was just fear of like letting my coach down, letting my mom down. But that kind of taught me not to give up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that answered it beautifully. And a lot of times, you know, I think that the answers are real and they're from the heart. Most of us kind of think of stuff on the fly, and we get a chance to see a little bit. I'm trying
my best to kind of,
No, that's perfect. And you know, I guess for you, you know, you've got a lot ahead of you. I mean, you think about where you could go and you think about what you could do. What is, Gabe, if you were to picture your life in 5 years, you're 27 years old, what do you want to do and what do you want to be known for? I know I put you on the spot now.
It's a hard question. Yeah, it's a hard question. I've just been taking it one day at a time because I get stressed when I think about the future. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm going to school to get my degree, but I don't know what I want to do after. So that is a hard question for me to answer. But I don't know. By 27, hopefully I have my pro card. I would like to, honestly, hopefully I own my own Steelworks by then somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully I'm just doing well by that point and I'm like financially stable and stuff. Honestly, you know.
Gabe, you know why
that wasn't a very good answer. I'm sorry. That wasn't a good answer. But I'm not one of those. I don't have a 5-year plan.
There's not
a lot of people look at me. Well, a lot of people look at me, and I've been told this. First off, they think that I'm a lot older than I am. And then when I tell them I'm only 22, you know, I had a conversation with one random dude, a day pass guy, and I don't remember how it got brought up, but you know, he thought I was like 28, 29. And I was like, no, man, I'm only 22. And, you know, I was telling him about how I'm living paycheck to paycheck and everything. And he's like, man, I never would have guessed that. You know, I thought that you had it all together. And I thought that you owned the gym and, you know what I mean? So people see me different. They don't really know what's going on. Am I actually going on? I guess behind closed doors, you could say. But I don't have it all together. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm winging it. I'm taking it one day at a time. And I'm trying I'm just making it through day by day. So
you made a decision.
Hopefully in 5 years, I just hope to be successful in some way. You know, maybe I won't own a gym, but hopefully I can take that degree and go be successful in some sort of career or something, you know.
Well, you got to learn what you want to do. It just doesn't come to you naturally. And you said, you know, say, I don't know what I want to do. That's a completely honest, right answer. It's not a wrong answer. But when you said, hey, have a pro card, own a gym, well, now your brain is going to start to say, well, how do I get there? And what do I do to get it?
Right.
So
and I would need
my
dad's, you know, I would need my dad's help to do that. So it's going to completely, I don't want to put it on him, but it's going to completely depend on him and how much he wants to help me out.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but
I'm just going to challenge you on one thing, though. It also depends on how bad you want it, because your dad, it doesn't depend on him. It depends on if you want it or not, because you're smart enough and good enough to be able to figure it out if you really wanted to. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure.
I always have to send a challenge out.
Yeah,
but
well, it's the same thing with bodybuilding. You know, you get what you put in. You know, you get out what you put in.
Yeah.
So.
And the cool part about it is we have a lot of mutual friends. I know that my family is, you know, also friends with you, and they come to Steelworks, my cousin, my niece. And it's really good to see them kind of chime in and be on here and see this. what would you say, maybe somebody who's just starting in the industry or they haven't done their first show and they're nervous, they're scared, they're failing miserably because they're not staying on prep. What would you say to someone who's new to maybe help them feel more comfortable and confident going into a beginning show?
This is tricky. It's the same. Well, it's the same thing. It's, there's no secret. You just got to kind of do it. Man, some things to make you more comfortable.
How important is the coach?
Build yourself a good support system. Coach is very important. Well, yeah, it's like build yourself a support system. Your coach should be there for you. Hopefully, maybe family members and friends and stuff. I don't know. I like I said, I'm very, very independent. The only people that come to my shows are my dad. I don't care. I don't really need anyone. You know what I mean? Like I'm fine with going on my own. So, but I know some people, they get comfort, I guess, from having other people be there with them, Yeah. I'm sorry. I really don't. What would you say, Matt?
No, I actually, the coach and the support system are the two things that I would have gone to.
Yeah.
You think about how mentally you just get beat up.
Your first show can be nerve-wracking, but you just got to be proud of yourself for following through with it and going through the process. It doesn't matter how you place. I see so many people. Yeah, I'm gonna prep. Yeah, I'm gonna prep right now. I'm gonna do show, and then they never compete ever, and they'll say it 5, 6, 7 times. Yeah, I'm actually gonna do it this time, and they'll prep. They're on prep, and they never step on stage ever, and they call themselves bodybuilders. There's a lot of people like that,
Yep.
If you follow through with it and you do it and you get up there, good job, man. You already won,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Uh-oh. The Fords are kicking in. So Colin and Mally are watching. They're both getting ready for their show in 8 weeks. Steelworks, great gym, great people, awesome atmosphere. Gabe rocks. I'm going to give a couple hot seat questions. I want you to give the first thing that comes to mind. This is going to be a fun thing. There's no right or wrong answer. We'll finish with this. Number one, your number one thing that you wanted to eat after your first show.
Oh, I had a whole list.
Well, what were they?
Okay, so this is funny because like I said, prep's hard for me. When I get down to about 4 weeks out, I literally will start having dreams about food.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put my chicken and rice in the microwave, and my mouth is salivating, watering.
Yeah.
Just the smell of bland chicken and rice, or tilapia and rice. My mouth's watering. So what I would do is whenever I'd have something that I was craving pop into my head, I would go to my notes on my phone and I would write it down. And when I got done with prep, I had a list. I had a list of foods that I wanted, of restaurants that I wanted to go eat at with specific menu items. It was detailed. From what I remember, I think donuts, honestly. I don't know why, but I don't know why. I just donuts, pancakes. I crave pancakes real bad on prep too, and pizza. So
pancakes.
I crave. I don't know why. Probably pancakes. I remember wanting pancakes the whole time.
Right before you got on stage.
I had a whole list of everything.
Okay.
Well, my carb up was fun. Or was there more to that one?
No, that was actually what I was going to ask you. What was your carb up that you used right before you got on?
Yeah. So the last show I didn't use a coach. I self-prepped myself, and it went way better than never. I think from now on I'm gonna self-coach myself. Anyways, my boy Ray Short, he's an IFBB pro. He helped me with my peak week protocol. So my dad gave me a base diet, and I took that diet and I manipulated it myself, and I completely prepped myself all the way to the show. And Ray Short wrote my peak week, or he didn't wrote my peak week plan for me, but he did. He decided what I was going to eat the night before and the morning of and the day of, right? Mm-hmm. So I have a super fast metabolism, so I actually carbed up all week long, starting on Monday and slowly increasing the carbs up each day. Mm-hmm. The night before the show, I had I think it was like a ribeye or sirloin or ribeye steak with the sweet potato and honey and brown sugar cinnamon and a piece of cheesecake, I think. And then the morning of, it was for the first meal we kept it basic. We did like 3 ounces of chicken with like 90 grams of cream of rice and some nut butter.
Yeah.
And then I had 4 glazed. Then I had 2 hours went by. Had 4 glazed donuts, and then get in the car, drive to the show, and then backstage I had a full bag of Doritos and a full Rice Krispie treat, and then 10 ounces of salt water. And I remember I grabbed the bands and did like 2 reps and was pumped. Yeah. And I was dry, and it was perfect. Because in the past we tried to carb up with cleaner foods, and
doesn't work.
It didn't work for me. Yeah.
Yep. Us skinny guys can't do that.
I've tried the whole pulling the sodium and the artificial. No. Don't mess with your sodium.
Don't bloat.
It will ruin you.
Well, so now you've got everybody on prep listening to you, and now they're starving.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, no, that was fun though. So I enjoyed that. It worked great.
Yeah.
So,
what's your favorite classic pose?
Side tri. Well, it's not really a classic pose, but mine's the side tricep with the leg out.
Okay.
That's my favorite one.
Your favorite competitor that you looked up to when you were growing up that you wanted to be like?
Man, I have multiple. I have to give it to Arnold though, because Arnold was the first one that I ever looked up to. First one I ever knew about or anything.
So if you ever met him, what would you say?
Okay, well, I would rather meet a different bodybuilder.
Who would you like to meet? I know, I'm putting
that's so hard.
I know.
Probably Chris Bumstead, to be honest. I'd love to meet Chris Bumstead. Or Ian Valliere. I really like him too. But yeah, I looked up to a lot of different guys. Jay Cutler, obviously, Ronnie Coleman, all the big guys, you know. So
yeah. So if you were to just to say, I guess, how do we say this? I want to ask something completely non-bodybuilding related, because I know this is going to strike a nerve. You had a really nice car, and then you got smart, and then you went to a more economical car, which, by the way, I'm super proud of you for doing that. What would be your ultimate dream car? If you had 300 grand or $1 million, what would you go buy?
$1 million?
Yeah, $1 million. What car would you go get?
Well, honestly, I don't really care for the supercars and all that stuff. I like Corvettes and Mustangs.
You have to.
If I had $1 million, I'd have a lot of extra leftover money, because I'd go buy. I'd probably buy a Corvette, a C7 ZR1. It's probably what I'd buy, and then I would take that money, the rest of the money, and I'd send it to like LMR, and I would get heads and cam and a ported blower. And if you don't know about cars, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. But that's the kind of stuff I like. I like Mustangs and Corvettes, and I like modifying them. I don't like to keep anything stock. So I don't care about like all the Lamborghinis and all that stuff. That stuff just I don't know. Cool.
All right. 2 last questions.
Like if I had $1 million, I would buy a Corvette ZR1. I'd buy a C6 Z06, and I'd buy a 10-speed 5.0 Coyote. I would use that to buy multiple cars, like the kind of cars that I like.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, here's what we're going to do before we finish.
Cars is up there with bodybuilding.
I love it. No, I mean, that's your passion, right? So
yes, it is.
The 2 things I want to finish up with for questions. Number 1, what is your favorite body part to train?
Chest, push. I like push day.
That's why you have such a big chest. You walk around all beating your chest around I'd see that out around the gym. And your favorite exercise, is that flat bench, incline, dumbbell?
Dumbbell incline.
I knew it.
Dumbbell
That's
incline.
why you have that machine. Oh my gosh. If you've not been to Steelworks, ladies and gentlemen, you have to go check it out just for the dumbbell incline with the assist, because that is insane. Even though you get spots when you're doing the 150.
I actually don't use that, Matt.
I saw you use it once just to test it, and you're actually going back on spot.
Yeah, it's just I like the normal basic bench. Just kick them up there, you know.
I used it today, by the way, just to give you a heads up, because I worked a little chest. Mine's not like yours,
nice.
But all right, your worst or your least favorite body part to train, and why?
Legs. Look, go look at my Instagram. I got good legs, but I don't. They're just hard. They're hard to train.
Yeah.
The thing is if you want, a lot of guys don't have good legs. If you want good legs and you want big legs, you have to train them hard. And it's really freaking hard to train legs hard. It takes a lot. It takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot of mental just push, I guess, would be a good way to put it. Yeah. And it changes for me, though. Don't get me wrong. There's like, if you would have asked me this 2 years ago, I might have told you that legs was my favorite body part to train. But right now, I haven't been enjoying my leg sessions lately. I just haven't had the motive. I just haven't had the hell yeah, let's go, to do it. So I've been, stopping 1 to 2 reps shy of failure, like I shouldn't be. I know that I'm not doing what I need to be doing, but yeah, it's just hard. Legs are hard. You gotta, if you want big legs, you gotta torture yourself, and it's hard to do week after week after week after week. So for years.
You're gonna hate me for this. Now I have to have a leading final bonus question because you said legs. Have you ever thrown up or passed out on a heavy leg day?
Yeah.
I've
thrown up a lot of times. Yeah, I've probably thrown up on leg day probably 6-7 times. The last 9 years. Yeah.
Don't be shy.
I've never passed out. But yeah, no, yeah.
Oh man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That is Mr. Gabe Cummings. And, to have a real conversation and not have an agenda, we like to chop it up. We like to kind of spit it out. It's not polished. It's not scripted. And that's why people love listening to you, Gabe, because when they talk to you, I know you have a lot of people that want to talk to you at the gym for that very reason. And for those of you who are not following Gabe _Cummings on IG. If you want to follow the gym, I highly encourage you to check out Steelworks Gym either on Instagram, and you can see a lot of the equipment, or show up for a day pass and go talk to Sam and Gabe. They're like family. They've always supported at least our shows as well. Yes. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if y'all come in and you say that you watch the podcast, let you work out for free.
Oh, hot mama. And that is going to be something that hopefully I don't have like thousands of people showing up tomorrow going, I want in, and they're banging on the door.
Hopefully not. I think we'll be good, though.
I think you will, too. And I know that you guys have meals and drinks and everything that you need,
yes,
showers, everything.
Yes, we do. Yes.
And I will say that you probably have the best gym in Texas. Yeah, and I would just say that personally, because when we can go to any gym in the world and you find one that you love, you're willing to drive to it. You love the people. You love the energy. You love the equipment. Most importantly, you love the owners and the people that you work there. So, Gabe, I just want to thank you for a great time tonight, man. I'm so glad we got to finally.
Yeah, I had a great time. So we talked about a lot of good topics.
Yeah. So
sure, nothing else. I got nothing to do till 9. So.
Yeah, well, we're good for this because we have an automatic cutoff in exactly 38 seconds because they cut us off in an hour. Gabe,
awesome.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. We will see you back next Friday, Friday Fitcast 5:30. Special guests will be announced Wednesday of next week. And if you have any questions for Gabe, hit him up on IG. If you'd like to check out the gym, hit that up on IG. Until then, have a great Labor Day weekend. Talk to y'all soon.